It's okay. Welcome back to Vertical Thoughts. These guys just walked into my studio today, and they think that they can just come on the show. You just walk in here, you just run this place, right?
That's not
well,
how
guess
it works.
what? This is your show now, dude. I'm gone, bro. Whatever, man.
Sick, dude. He has way better earphones.
So, I guess we're running this now. So, Liam.
Yeah.
What is this podcast about today? Explain.
Rock climbing.
Beautiful.
What?
Rock climbing. We're here to talk about rock climbing.
Well, I feel like Kobe should be telling us because he runs the show now.
Oh. Kobe, what's today's show about?
So today's show is about positivity. I believe. Positivity in rock climbing.
Maintaining a positive attitude. You're probably the most positive. So, let me rephrase that. On the surface level, carefully. You are the most positive climber I know. I don't know what's going on behind the doors.
The most amazing compliment I've ever received.
Are you? Oh, I had no idea what was about to come out.
There's a lot of suspense, dude.
Big shout out to Christina Applegate, though.
Yeah. What's up? I thought he was gonna be like, that is the most disrespectful. No, so the one thing that I will say, Kobe, I've never seen you climbing without smiling. Dude, do you have fun? Do you just have fun all the time? That's a genuine question.
I genuinely have fun, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And okay, so we're gonna bring Joe into this right now.
Oh,
bring Joe.
Okay.
Joe, first of all, it's your first time here.
Yes.
Introduce yourself.
Oh yes.
I am Joe. I've been
enough.
climbing. Oh, there it is.
That's all we need to know.
That's enough out of you. I've been climbing at Vital for 8 years now.
Dude, that's older than I am.
Same.
Yeah, Kobe here is apparently
just
7 years old.
That's a few years before I birthed Kobe. Anyways.
I've been working at Vital for the last year and a half, 2 years.
Okay.
I get to see everyone kind of progress and grow as climbers, so it's always kind of cool to find freaks like this guy.
Kobe's, yeah,
the
Kobe's of the
Kobe's that
world.
just, hey, I've been climbing for 8 months and I'm currently the strongest climber in the gym.
Look at him.
Are
Are you blushing?
I'm blushing
Where?
so hard. In my toes.
In your toes.
No. But so back to the beginning.
Oh.
We're gonna go beginning.
Like the beginning? Beginning?
The beginning.
Big Bang or
in the beginning?
In the beginning.
Exodus? 1-1?
Lunch 12:45.
Yeah, dude, sounds good. I'll see you in about 45 minutes.
So in
in
and
the
out,
beginning.
right?
Yeah.
I just graduated high school. I talked about this in the last podcast.
Get closer to your mic.
Should go.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I talked about this in the last podcast.
Move it around if you need
that
to.
I was
Make yourself at home.
That moves very smoothly.
Thank you. Take it out back and lube it up after every episode.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Get this closer now.
Oh yes.
I feel like this has been weirdly crass from the beginning of the episode.
Should we
I
restart?
promise this is about rock climbing.
Should we
restart? It's my birthday, dude.
Oh, you're right. All right. So yeah, or
No.
okay.
In the beginning.
In the beginning. So just graduated. Go listen to the other podcast and find out more. But
Was that your solo interview?
yes, my solo interview.
Yeah. It was probably like episode 6 or 7, somewhere around there. We interviewed Kobe about his amazing, fantastic feats and physique.
Anyway.
God,
So
I love just showering him with compliments on the show. It makes me so uncomfortable.
He can't handle them.
I'm so uncomfortable right now. First day. No, it was probably like second or third. But Joe was there, and my man's was working, and I was just a beanie boy, just a teeny
Just
boy,
a Gumby.
just a
Some
Gumby,
Gumby trash.
Gumby trash, yeah, straight choss, dude. And so I was climbing maybe a green dot, and just this dude's positive just attitude and stoked towards me trying different things. I'm pretty sure I got on an orange dot and he was like, dude, you can do this. I was like,
Proj.
what do you mean? I started last night. Like, what? And so just like that alone was like very encouraging, and it made me like want to come back and keep climbing. And I'm glad that I did, because without that positivity, I could be living in a box in a ditch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about that.
Probably
ruined,
not.
dude.
But on the slight off chance, we'll say that
You know, in a box.
in a box in a ditch.
Yeah.
There is a chance of that being the truth.
Yeah. Can't dispute that.
The chances are equal as me getting a girlfriend.
Oh.
Moment of silence. Kobe just turned 20, by the way.
Shout out to Brooke Rabbitoo as well.
I thought you turned 17.
Kobe just turned
Still a
17,
minor.
going on 20.
20. Yeah, 17 going on 20.
Hit him up.
Right.
And he just revealed in a very nonchalant way that he is single.
I am very single.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Shout out to Clay Moranville.
I don't even know who that is.
He'll appreciate that, though.
Okay, fair enough.
So, but yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, it, like, gave you that initial push.
Yeah, that push in the beginning, like, just made me, like, really be comfortable and, like, just really try and go out and try stuff, like, without being, like,
Yeah.
judged, like, dude, this guy sucks.
Yeah. When you're the worst, when you just start and when you suck at climbing, that's when you need positivity the
Yeah,
most.
that's when you
Yeah.
need it the most.
Because that's a very harrowing time.
Yeah, it's scary because you're like, how are these people, like, doing? Are they Spider-Man or no?
Yeah. You're like, I don't think I want to do this.
Yeah. In my mind, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, dude, I don't want to be. Like, everybody,
Yeah, it's crazy.
nobody wants to be, like, bad at something.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
like, when you do, like, first show up and you are bad, it's about to happen.
Yeah, you can't just start crushing on your first day.
Yeah, unless you're
You got to build to that.
Unless you're Kobe.
no,
The green that he was talking about was like a V7.
no.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
not. It was like, I think I was on the ladder that you that you down climb from the top.
the actual
from
ladder.
The top out,
yeah.
the actual
He was
ladder.
actually
rental
struggling
shoes.
to get into the gym. There was a format that he couldn't quite mantle.
It was pretty chossy.
There was a curb outside that I couldn't step over.
Dude, I just punted that curve so hard.
Also, go check out Liam's latest Instagram post for the
Yeah.
best punt.
Going viral.
If you like punting, it
you
is
like
unfortunately going viral. I competed last night in Vitals.
He did amazing.
Vital Marietta's Dino Disco competition for their 8th birthday. And I won, you know? First place.
First place in our hearts. Number 1 on the wall and number 1 in our hearts.
Yeah.
Just
And if
like
you
go-
check out my Instagram at yfoxel, WHYFOXAL,
why.
you will see the winning dino. Sends or slams, am I right, guys?
There you go.
I admire the commitment though.
I was fully committed.
He was fully committed.
It was nothing. That's why, I almost ate the volume.
Oof.
Caught it with my hands right about here.
Sat.
Yeah, I was like, and I knew it looked bad too, so I turned around and I was like, "Hey, everyone!"
Anybody?
I love the confusion in the crowd's reaction. They were like, "Oh!"
Yeah, I know. I wanted to fake it. I wanted to grab my face.
Psych. Slam the volume. Be like, oh, the
Give him,
greatest comeback story.
Hit him like with the double fake out. Be like, oh, and then when they come over, be like, psych. But my face is all bloody. And I'm like, oh, psych, I'm really hurt. Oh,
I'm actually really hurt.
I need help.
Somebody call help, please.
Oh God, please.
And then get up and do the dino.
He did do 1200, the highest one.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It was the first dino competition I've ever been a part of, where not the first one in existence, just the first one that I've done, where it was one climber at a time in front of a crowd of people, and it was a little harrowing. It's been a long time since I've climbed in front of a crowd, probably 6 years, something like that. So it's a new feeling. And I'm used to like doing that kind of silly stuff in front of people, but not like a bunch of people I don't know. And it was crowded. I mean, it was
pretty packed.
there's probably 50, 60 people in that
No, I would say
small
like,
space.
yeah, probably say higher.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when your foot misses a volume and you just bite the ground, you just keep on keeping on, dude.
It's only because you were so hopeful, dude. You were like thinking, 5 moves ahead. You were
I was already
thinking
at the top of the
4D
wall.
chess.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I was at the bottom of the wall.
Yeah, dude. But and like this goes into like positivity because like
It absolutely translates.
like Liam didn't like get like punt off and be like, dude, that, like, and just like get absolutely like frustrated. Like just got back up and like, dude, honestly, it's good to laugh at. Like, look back and like laugh at.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like it could only have gone that way. I feel like there was no other way that could have gone. And for me, it was a moment when I was on the ground and I felt like my heart rate skyrocket, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But it was like real quick, and then I remembered like, oh man, I gotta have a podcast about this tomorrow, so I I can't like storm off the stage right now and just
So we're gonna talk about positive.
throw my chocolate across the gym. The dino's stupid. Just kick the volume as hard as I can.
Grab a drill, just start drilling the holes off the wall.
Brings his own drill.
Wait till the next climber starts dinoing. Go out there with a drill. Just all the setters just tackle me to the ground.
He's still just drilling on the ground.
No, yeah, it was. I mean, especially in that situation, it's really hard to maintain that kind of like optimism.
Yeah.
After like, a fall like that, especially in front of people, it's kind of like you got to regain for a second. That those initial moments, that reaction is everything.
Yeah.
Because if you like explode in those moments, I can guarantee you for the next several hours you're gonna feel like trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta like decide how you feel about it right then and there. And then like once you decide how you feel about it, you decide what you're gonna do about it, dude.
Yeah.
Just like, and for me, I was just like, I'll just keep dinoing, I guess. Do the same. I'm not gonna lie. The attempt after I fell, I was nervous.
But you stuck.
Here it goes again.
Yeah, I
But you
threw
stuck.
even harder. So I was like, if I miss again, this time I'm gonna hurt myself.
I think that was honestly one of the coolest things about the comp was that in the 2-minute time span, as the clock was winding down, me being the terrible person that I am, I kept screaming, go for the 1,200 point climb, which was the highest point climb. And at least half of the climbers that I would yell at to were like, okay, I guess I'm going big.
All right.
And it was the
big
greatest
move.
thing because they're having a good time out there. They know that they're at that point they're not going to win. They're just there to like please the crowd and have a good time. And sure enough, they did. They would go huge for that time.
Yeah. And there's like a ton of people who are like this comp is like so fun, and I think it's just that spotlight feeling, that and it's like a cool feeling because like not everybody gets to when you're like in a regular competition, like just like everybody do whatever you want. Yeah. But like just that spotlight was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like everyone was in on-site finals.
Yeah.
All 1,000 climbers. There was
There's
a lot
so
of competitors. It was a really cool turnout. Thanks to everyone who came out because it was really cool.
When they said 5 to 9, I didn't know they meant 5 to 9.
It was 2 minutes per climber, and the competition lasted like 2 hours, dude.
It was crazy.
There was a lot of climbers. It was a lot of fun though. It was really cool, and a lot of non-members came out. It's always cool to see, other people from other gyms coming out and
Some of them crushed it. Too.
winning. I was gonna say winning our competitions.
Shout out to Hoon. I don't know your last name, but you're
He was
strong.
cool. It was super strong. Yeah. We had a bounty climb that no one did.
Yeah, that thing is.
Nathaniel got
hard.
pretty far in it though.
He did.
Like he was impressive, dude. His hand was very much broken. He was like, no, dude, it's not broken, but you couldn't see 2 of his knuckles, dude. Like
It was disgusting.
his hand was supposed
Shout out
definitely
to
broken.
Nathaniel Lichtenstein. You the man.
And Nathaniel
Our
Coleman.
golden boy. And Nathaniel Coleman. What's up, dude?
What's up, bro?
Oh.
How you doing? How's
You know
Salt
what?
Lake?
Chris Sharma, how you doing?
Chris Sharma.
Hit us up.
What's up with the beard, dude? I mean, I like it a lot.
Ooh.
You know,
I-
I like it, dude. But like, where did the inspiration come from?
Why? What?
Were you just like, I'm Chris Sharma, dude. I'm gonna have a beard, bro. What are you gonna do about it? That's what I think he thought.
Yeah, probably. That exact
No,
thought.
I'm sure he's much less aggressive than that. He seems like a very mellow person. Anyways, okay, so we'll come back to how to be positive later and the ways that we stay positive. But let's assume you are positive already. This is a question for both the listeners and for you two fine strapling young lads. Would you say that your positivity comes more from yourself or from others? For me, it's like across the board, others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think you have to be like poured into to pour out. Like so
Yeah.
like
That's a good way to put it.
yeah, you need like other people to like bring that happiness. Because like if you're having like a bad day, like everybody's got bad days, like
And if everyone's having a bad day,
then it's just
Toxicity.
It all goes.
Absolutely.
It all goes to crap.
oh, dude.
Oof.
Can you bleep that out?
Say it again. But yeah, I have an example of this actually. When I climb alone, I get discouraged so easily.
Yeah.
And it like sometimes it boggles my mind because I also will get like, I'm just moody, I guess, when I climb alone because I'll get like super stoked really easily. Also, if I do something just by myself, just me and the wall that like I didn't think I could do, that's like major self victory. Pat yourself on the back, you know. And even when there's no one else there to be like, dude, that's crazy that you did, you know, like I'm like, yo, I did not think I could do that. That's pretty cool. But like recently I was at the gym and the new set in the right cave of our gym just like messed with my head. I don't know. I broke my beta or something. I sprained my beta, I guess. It wasn't broken.
It was a light sprain.
Slightly swollen beta.
Swollen beta.
Engorged beta.
Yeah, I should see a doctor. But yeah, I felt like I shouldn't say that I wasn't climbing well because if you ask anyone else that was there, they were like, yeah, I mean, he was doing good. But for me, I was like, I am the worst climber to ever step foot in this gym. And I wasn't feeling it for some reason. And like, I didn't have anyone there to like sesh with. Like there were people there that I knew, but for the most part, the people that were there that I knew were with other groups, you know, and kind of doing their own thing. So I wasn't trying to like step into anyone's clique and just be like, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, I'm having a really hard day.
Can I get some emotional support, please?
You guys just tell me I'm strong.
Just once, please.
Yeah, they're like, isn't that guy with that podcast? Really solid advertising. But no, and so I was just vent, and I tend to vent a little bit when I get upset like that. So I won't ever be like, yo, that climb sucks. Like, not seriously anyways.
Yeah.
But occasionally I'll be like, that move feels really weird.
Yeah.
Like either I'm doing something, this is my go-to saying is either I'm doing something wrong or that move's really weird.
Yeah.
And sometimes the move's just weird.
Or sometimes you sprained your beta.
Or sometimes your beta sprained and you're just doing it wrong.
That happens many a times.
Yeah, because I mean, if a move plays directly into your weaknesses, that can be like a huge ego check. You're like, dude, I got this climb. This is right within my grade range. Cruise the first 4 moves, hit this one move, and you're just like,
what? Especially if you have many weaknesses.
what is that?
Yeah, right. You know,
Yeah.
crimps, slopers, jugs, you know,
People, climbing gyms.
Climbing gym,
outdoor climbing, indoor climbing.
breathing.
Existence. Yeah, lots of weaknesses out there. You gotta overcome them. Start from the bottom. But yeah, and it was just like one specific move I kept trying over and over again. And I have this weird thing where like I struggle to give max output on something that I feel doesn't deserve max output. So like it was a climb that was not at the top of my grade range, put it that way. And so I was getting really frustrated because there was one specific move that I could do, but it felt ridiculously hard to do it the way I was doing it. But I also couldn't figure out another way to do it. And I was getting really frustrated. So like that feels way too hard. And like, I just won't do the move that way. For a lot of people, it's just like, oh, just muscle through the move and finish the climb, suck it up. It's probably the better attitude in my opinion. But I'm just like, that feels wrong. Like I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like if you're putting like V6 effort into V3, you're like, yeah, I'm doing it wrong. I'm just like I should probably take a second, reset, and figure out what I should do.
Center yourself again. I get tilted.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like,
Where we dropping?
it's a stupid climb, bro. The twilted towers.
Twilted
Towers.
Backlit bit book. Shout out to Adam Andra, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to Adam. Thanks for all that you do for me, man, and your support, and just. I'm sad he couldn't make it to the Dyno comp last night. He texted me and let me know he wasn't going to be there.
He did. He's in our group chat. Yes.
Yeah, he is. Thanks, Adam.
I thought he wasn't in our group chat because you
I kicked him out.
You went on an ego trip.
He's a
right,
savage.
Yeah, just like get out.
Sorry, Adam.
I just wanted a screenshot of why Foxel kicked Adam Andra. I was like, that's right.
Felt so powerful for the rest of the day. Pretty sure he got his, sent a couple of climbs that day after just feeling that good, dude. That's how you stay positive.
I walked into the gym like, anybody trying to get kicked out of the group chat?
This is the body of a man that kicked out a mantra from a group chat.
What's up? You guys need anyone kicked out of this gym, dude? Because I got you.
Liam is our unofficial bouncer at Vital Climbing Gym.
What's up?
Hit him up for all
Bouncing needs.
bouncing inquiries?
Yeah. Bouncing.
Inquiries.
Rolling.
Inquiries.
Dipping.
Skipping.
Dabbing.
Ooh. He specializes.
Yeah, I specialize in dabbing. If you need someone bounced, I got it. You need someone dabbed on? Dude.
I got it.
Yeet.
And then shout out to Nick Henson for the fattest whip in history.
Oof.
Impressively.
We're hurting some
hard.
feelings with that one. Zach thinks he has evidence of the hardest dab in
Oh,
history.
sorry, Alex.
Yeah.
Alex.
To be fair, I was there for
Whip,
one of
sorry.
those, and I heard the sound barrier just shatter as
All the windows in the building broke.
it was a real issue. And we had to pay Shelby a bunch of money.
Yeah. It was Alex's, huh? Yeah.
Sorry, Nick.
Nick whipped it pretty hard, though.
He,
And he's got the hair to go along with it. So it, like,
yeah, it was like the comb over was like.
it
here,
went
and
nuts
then
for
it
a
went-
second. Yeah.
The comb over? Is that what you said?
It's not really a comb over. It's
I don't
like,
even know what it is.
it's like a.
It's just a Nick.
Stylish.
Nick.
That's what it is.
It's super stylish.
True.
I love that guy.
It's a pretty great
I
guy.
wonder what he's doing right now. You know, just...
Nick, you want to get some In and Out?
Dude, I wonder what
Ooh.
Nolly is thinking about right now. Like, you think maybe he's thinking about me?
I really like the gentle stroke of the microphone.
Do you guys think that maybe... Do you think that maybe Nolly is like thinking about me right now? Love you, Nolly.
So
The king,
sensual.
Nolly. Anyways, so positivity and climbing.
Positivity.
So, but however, when I'm there like with the boys, you know, and I have like a
There's
full
nothing
session with
better.
all my friends, even if I get like tilted a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
y'all just tilt me right back, bro.
Got you.
It's kind of impressive how overwhelmingly supportive our group sometimes
It
is.
is.
Sometimes you're just like, stop, dude. Let me just be bitter for
I just
like
wanna
2
be angry.
seconds. Yeah.
It's true, and I mean, everyone. Like, it's like we take turns, like being angry.
Definitely.
And sometimes you just got to give the person space and let them roll through it. I will admit that you can't just be positive all the time, because if you are, you're bottling something.
I'm single.
No, you got. I'm sure Kobe just goes home and
That's what he's
punches
bottling,
holes in
dude.
the wall.
You should see my house or my box.
What's left?
It's in a ditch.
Oh my god, Kobe.
No, and
Rip Blue.
I think that
R.I.P.
I think a lot of people struggle with positivity in general, and climbing is just life, you know what I mean? But it's just a microcosm of it. So it's like if you have struggles with positivity, like I am not a naturally optimistic person at all. I'm actually like extremely moody and usually pretty like pessimistic most of the time. It took me a long time of like, I don't even want to use the phrase soul searching, but really just like mentally beating myself up to like get to a point where I could have some kind of optimism about my life and like be more real about it, you know, because I feel like the people that are like, I'm a realist, those people are actually not realists. Those people are pessimists.
Yeah.
But
Most of the time, yeah.
yeah, because oftentimes in reality, everything's okay. I mean, you're fine, you know, nothing, how bad could it really be is always what I say. Like, you know, if we have like any kind of like financial issue or I get a bill that's larger than I expected or something, you know, I stress for a second, but then it's like life goes on. Yeah. Like what am I going to do? Yeah. I guess I'll give him the money. You know? I guess I won't go on the lam, just run away from my debts. No, and it's the same thing in climbing. It's just, like I said, in that initial moment when you like have the, whatever it is, the trial, the tribulation, where you fall off the wall or, you know, you can't do a move that you think you should do, or someone else flashes your proj, or
Oof.
that can be rough, you know, like when you get like an ego check like that, it's just like, all right, cool.
No, I was actually
Sick,
working the
dude.
climb next to it, so.
Yeah, I was climbing up that climb to get to the other climb.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, those.
That was my ladder, bro. Up there shaking. No, but that can be like extremely a rough moment when like you're really feel like you're maxing out on something, you know, and then if someone's maybe not as considerate as would be like doing the situation, and by that I just mean being like, hey, you mind if I hop on this? Hey, you mind if I try this? If you're like giving
Yeah.
blood, sweat, and tears to this climb,
And then
and then someone's like, so, she like walks up it, tilt. I'm 50
Yeah.
degrees right now, dude.
45.
But it's also entirely your choice to get tilted in that situation. I mean, put it this way: the tilt is natural. You're going to get tilted. It's up to you in those first few seconds to be reactive and like tilt yourself right back and just try and be positive.
Yeah, because realistically, like, we all know that there's people out there that can flash our projects. You know, we're not hitting double digits. We're not hitting anything that's actually hard.
Yeah.
Except Kobe. Kobe's actually hitting double
And
digits.
even the people who are, there's always someone better, right?
Right,
So it's like,
exactly.
J. Cole said it.
yeah,
And Love Yours, baby. Go give it a listen. Shout out to J. Cole.
You want to hit me with the quote, dude?
yeah.
For the uninformed? Liam, hit him with a beat.
trying
First
to
things first, rest in peace,
Beatbox a
Uncle
little bit
Phil.
for him.
First things first. I'm the realist. I'm pretty sure he's just like, there's something. There's gonna be a better
beautiful,
car than the one you
Yeah.
rock or
Super
something.
true. Yeah. I think that
Money-
was
money-
that J. Cole or was that Shakespeare?
I think it might have been Albert Einstein.
Oh.
No, I think I could be wrong, but maybe there's a slight chance Kai Leitner might have said that.
That was Kai Leitner, actually.
Yeah.
We have our
Shout
poster
out.
up in the studio of Kai Leitner.
Shout out to Kai Leitner.
Yeah. Dude's a beast. He put up a video on
He's a
Instagram
beast.
recently of him putting down, I think, a 12 and a 13
Bruh.
in Rocklands. Dude's
Bruh.
really
Insert
crushing it.
insert bruh. Like
Insert
the
bruh here.
Bruh sound here.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Anyways.
It's no joke.
No, it's not. And especially outdoors, climbing is 99% failure.
Oh yeah.
So we have a sport here that we all are passionate about that is like mostly falling, and then like every once in a while you get to the top of something.
Yeah, like I'm going
Slight
outdoors
chance.
tonight, dude. I'm ready for like not a good amount of the time when I go
Yeah.
outdoors. It's I send the warm up, and then that's it.
And then rip your fingers up.
Yeah, then I just throw myself at the same couple of climbs, like 10, 20 times, and then I'm out of skin and I gotta go
Yeah.
home. But I still had a great time.
Yeah,
you know?
honestly,
fun.
like you have to go through that. Like so, like you can't be negative about that because like it's gonna happen. Like so, like if you know it's gonna happen, then
Ooh.
Happy birthday, Kobe.
Oh wow.
I'm turning 17.
Brooke bought
Thank you,
Kobe
Brooke.
coffee. That's
Liam, would you like some?
that's cool, man. Enjoy that, you know? That looks like
Liam,
good
would you like
coffee.
some?
I'm just gonna drink my friggin' screwdriver. No, it's cool.
Shout out to Brooke for
for bringing
this
Kobe coffee.
fire coffee.
Kobe's birthday was on the 23rd. Wish him a happy birthday on Instagram. Right, the 23rd, Tuesday.
C.
Okay, you're the 23rd. You turn 20.
Yes.
My birthday is, if you're listening to this on the day it's released, my birthday is tomorrow, the 30th.
Yeah.
Kobe and I are gonna rage together
We
right
are-
after this
we're going
podcast,
to
and in and out.
Yes.
We're gonna rage.
We're gonna rage.
Happy birthday to us. And also,
birthday.
I share my birthday with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So happy
fact.
birthday, Arnold.
And happy birthday, Daniel Radcliffe, who I share birthdays with.
Yeah, happy birthday. I hope you're doing okay.
I really hope you're doing okay.
Haven't seen you in a
I
while.
haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a minute. Anyways.
What was that, Spy Kids 4?
Yeah, so, I mean, for me, it's like always been difficult to find sources of positivity within myself. And I think for a lot of people, it's similar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how do you make yourself positive when you don't directly have a reason to, other than just, I should be positive, because life will be better.
Yeah.
That's hard to justify to yourself. I mean, when your brain is just like, no, see, here's the thing. You're sad.
Admit it.
You're like, oh, you make a good point.
Yeah, right. When it's just like, oh, hey, if you hadn't given up that one time, you probably would have gotten the climb. And then you're like, dang, it's right. It's accurate.
Shoot.
Oh, what is it? Sends or slams, right?
Sensor slams.
As can be seen by Liam's most recent upload.
Only slams.
Only slams.
So no sense here.
Still living by, sends or slams, though.
Yeah. One or the other for sure. Yeah, it comes down to those micro failures. Mm-hmm. When you're really beating yourself up about something, you're just like, man, if only I just did that one thing. And in the moment, it's never that simple, right? It's never as simple as like, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah, I'm just going to do this.
Because, I mean, there's a post on Jimmy Webb's blog about, I don't remember which competition it was. It was I think, Psycho Block in like 2015 or something, like a long time ago. And it's on his blog, and he talks about winning. And he was quoted in there somewhere, I don't remember exactly where, but to say that competitive climbing is not about who's the best or who's the strongest. It just comes down to luck and execution.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just who shows up and executes.
Yeah.
Because everyone there is capable of winning. Everyone there is capable of doing the climbs. And for the most part, it's the same when you go to the gym. All the climbs that are within your feasible grade range, you're capable of doing them. Just depends on if you're going to execute in that moment or not. So
true.
if you can't do something, it doesn't mean you're too weak to do it. It doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that doesn't have to be your weakness. You can't be like, oh, that climb's my anti-style or something. Because sometimes it is, but also you're capable of doing it. It just depends on if you're going to execute or not.
Just blew my mind.
Yeah. Are you gonna execute Kobe?
I'm gonna
Exodus?
tentacion.
Nah.
You can edit that.
Yeah, I'll think about that.
But yeah, I think that's like, it's also like when we say like climbing is like mental, it's like all about that getting back up and like being positive about it. Like you can easily let it get to you. Like I was working like the other day and I saw this little girl. There was like the kids team was there, and then there's this little girl just like she was throwing a fit. Like she could not climb this one that this other girl could, and then she was just like really bummed about it. Sat in the corner for like 5 minutes.
That's my beta.
and then
Liam special.
Like she was just like, you know, over there, arms crossed, and then like eventually like she forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then she tried it again and sent it, and then she was so happy.
Yeah, I think
like,
sometimes the failures will add to the stoke of the send for sure. It's all part of the journey.
The stakes are high,
Right.
but so is the stoke.
Steaks and Stoke. That's a great
Steaks
name
and
for
Stoke.
a restaurant.
A climbing gym with a restaurant?
You guys trying to open up
Ooh, down.
Steaks and Stoke?
Down.
Down.
Steaks and stoke.
Don't
Stokes.
steal that, by the way. If you're listening to this.
Copyright.
Yeah,
He
That's how that
said
works,
copyright.
right?
That's how that works, right? Yeah.
by the time I declared
Copyright.
Bankruptcy.
trademark. No, it's really like all part of the journey of failure, success. I mean, there's something to being able to flash, you know, at like the top of your grade range. If you can flash climbs that are as hard as you can climb, you know, that means you're really in control. However, I do think for me, if I was consistently flashing climbs at the top of my grade range, every time I tried to climb and I couldn't do it, I would be like just completely downtrodden. I would be like, wow, I'm the worst. So it's like, that's not really how it works though. A lot of the times you'll fall off something that's way too easy for you. How do you guys deal with that kind of micro failure? Not like, oh, this climb is really hard, you know, and so I'm struggling with it because it's really hard. But even something that's like a little easier, you know, and you fall off it or can't do it. And other people who maybe are your level or even climb a significantly lower level than you maybe did it in front of you. You know, that's a rough moment, and it definitely does happen in the gym.
Yeah.
So what is your thought process for getting through that?
Okay. So for me, I guess like I'm like 5 foot, what?
You're 5'8", right?
5
flat.
5'8".
Just
maybe
5,
in heels.
5'0".
Yeah, 5'0". We'll say 5'0".
You are not 5 feet tall.
I'm not 5 feet tall. I'm like
Are you
5.
not? I thought you were
I'm like
5'8".
5'7".
Okay.
On a good day.
Yeah. Soaking wet.
Yeah. But like there's definitely some like climbs where it's just too reachy. Like I can't do that move, or like it'd be like significantly say, oh my, dude, edit that out, please.
No way.
Dude, no. All right.
So you can't do the move the intended way.
Yeah. So like I'll try something and I'll fall off. It'll be like a V4, which is I'm like, dude, I should be able to do these.
Yeah.
But like I'll like fall off on and I'll just be like bummed about it, but like think about it like who set this? Like this was Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. And then that's a big man, and like I definitely don't have like I have a different body type, and just like my wingspan is like shorter, and so like it's just think about it like I'm different, like we're all different, and so like tall people do it, but like then if you look about it the other way, like I can do different moves like scrunched up moves that tall people can't do. So like it goes both ways, and like I guess when I can't do something like that, I need to move closer to the mic. Sorry. when I can't do something like that, it's like I use it just as motivation, like or find something else, like because there's this one dude, his name's Brendan Beauchamp.
So strong.
Kid's crusher. Yeah.
Shout out to
Fourth in nationals. What up?
Yeah.
He's a stud, and he's like, I want to say he's actually like 4 foot.
He's
like,
tiny. Yeah.
4 foot,
he's
like
very
5.
small.
Yeah.
I want to say, and
He doesn't let it stop him though.
he does not let anything stop him. I'm like, dude, that's like that motivation. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you can just. I mean, he's like what? How old is he?
12, 13.
And,
yeah,
yeah,
something
climbs
like that.
harder than probably I ever will, and so like like that's like, dude, are you serious? Like, but then there's like the other, like there's like V3s that he can't do because it's like too reachy, and so I'm like, all right.
Yeah, there's certain limitations for sure.
But I guess going back to the original question of how do we deal with it, I guess like, yeah, we'll get pretty bummed when that happens. Like, dude, some dude just sent this one and I can't do it. Like,
he just
I
skipped
know
the whole I couldn't reach.
Yeah.
And so, like, I guess just there's, like you said, there's always somebody better out there, and it's just looking past it, and like, you can try it again if you want. But like, I guess there's nothing you can't do anything about it. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
Right.
Yeah.
Can't change your body type.
Can't change your
We
body.
talked about this.
Yeah.
I've tried string on one wall, string on the other.
Methods of torture.
Yourself out.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, actually, that kind of brings me back to yesterday's comp. During the bounty problem, Nathaniel was able to just, stretch Armstrong his way through a couple of the cruxes there. And, it's super easy to get down on yourself and be like, yeah, dude, that guy's like 6'3". I can't do that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I climb for fun. I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be the GOAT, none of that, right? So I started thinking about like what more fun ways of doing it, and then we saw the kids that are, again, like 4 or 5 trying to do the climb, and they were getting really far.
Yeah.
So it is possible. Most of the time, actually, how he thinks about Brendan Beauchamp, he's like, Brendan Beauchamp could probably do it. I usually think of Kobe. I'm like, Kobe already did all of these climbs, so clearly it's not a reach thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always think about all of these really strong climbers I know that are, like 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", whatever.
Yeah.
And still crush. And it's usually about having to get a little stronger, a little more flexible, or even just improving your ability to read a climb.
Yeah.
So there's always those ways of improving, even if your body isn't the best, and that always kind of keeps me positive, right? Because like I no longer blame the setters. I no longer blame my body type. I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna keep working out, keep improving, and I'll get better. I'll get through this.
You can put away the Atre Mac voodoo doll that you have at home.
Shout out to Max Klaus though.
Dude, gonna miss Atre though. Like,
Oof. Yeah. Dude.
Super bummer.
Big, large rip.
Big oof. F in the chat if you're watching on YouTube.
For sure. Dude.
Whatever chat you're in right now.
Whatever chat you are
F in
in.
the chat.
F in the chat.
Yeah.
The Spotify chat, dude. Just like a little F
Is there a
appears.
Spotify chat?
The reviews.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? That's the first one.
Yeah, I especially like body type limitations can be really frustrating. Something that you feel like is insurmountable. And we did talk about this a couple weeks ago, and like we were talking about like Daniel Woods is 5'8". Like a lot of the female climbers are very small. Ashima's like, I forget the numbers, like 5'4" or something like that. So there's a lot of really small climbers out there.
Brooke Rabbitu's 5'2".
Really. Welcome to Brooke Rabbit trivia with Kobe.
Her birthday's April 9th. I actually just looked like I was.
Was it because we had a conversation about how old?
Yeah, and so I looked it up, and then
that's fair enough.
I just remembered. Yeah,
This came from a natural place. Everyone, I want you to know that Kobe's not stalking Brooke Rabbit.
I am not.
I think we shared a post of hers in the chat or something, and someone said that she's 17. And I said, no, she's 18. Look it up. So Kobe looked it up and saw the Google page with all the other information there. We gotta explain that one.
Yeah, I gotta explain that. That was pretty out of the blue.
Yeah.
You were really stoked to say it though. You like that was the closest you've gotten to the mic all podcast.
Yeah, that's true. It's stuff like that can be really frustrating because it's like something you feel like you can't overcome. Or like I remember when I first started climbing, I was not strong at all. Just in general, I had no upper body strength. I'd never touched a dumbbell in my life, so I was just like, it was really rough for me. And also, I didn't have like working hands or anything like that. I oftentimes was either like playing soccer or stuff like that where you're not using your upper body or your hands at all. So for me, it was entirely new, entirely frustrating, and entirely discouraging. And it's hard to overcome discouragement for sure, especially when it's coming from within and not from somewhere else. When it's coming from somewhere else, you can always just tune out negativity. Yeah, I know it's not as easy as it sounds, but you really can, just tune people out, because no one in the climbing community should ever be discouraging anyone else. I mean, I don't even feel like giving that much more discussion, because I don't think that should happen at all. So if you are being discouraged by someone else, you are not doing anything wrong. Like,
We love you.
yeah, they are.
We'll get the bouncer
absolutely-
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
We'll
it.
get the-
Shoot me the gym location, and I will be there in a GIF.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there,
It's
And-
pronounced GIF.
and I'll be there in a GIF.
It's actually pronounced Geif.
I'll be there in a gifey. But it should never. I mean, the hardest thing for me with climbing has always just been the reflexive. I suck. That initial moment of like, man, I'm bad.
Yes.
I'm really bad. Yeah, and that's hard to overcome. But this sport is mostly failure, and I think people forget that. And that was one thing that Paul Robinson said on the podcast. That was the first time that I had heard in a long time. Is when he says, climbing is 99% failure. We live for the 1%. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we're here for. That's what we train for.
Yeah.
The 1%.
Absolutely.
Those moments are worth all the failures. So really pat yourself on the back for your sins. That's the biggest thing that I can say about positivity was as I've started to push my grade range higher and higher, and I'm the strongest that I've ever been, I've really learned to congratulate myself for doing hard things. Because for the longest time, it was just like, man, I still don't feel good. Like I just did something that was like harder than I've ever done, my first V4, first V5, but I still don't feel good at this. And so that comes from me, not from the community, not from anyone else. That comes from me feeling inadequate and being competitive and maybe even prideful. So either I fix those attributes or I get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super easy to almost like anytime you reach a new high point, right? Anytime you get your first 5, 6, 7, whatever, it's super easy to just be like, oh yeah, that climb was probably kind of soft.
Yeah.
Or like that climb was basically designed for me. Like, so
Yeah.
I don't know if I can really take it, but sooner, like if you take that in stride, most of the time when people get their first of a grade, then they start, they know that it's an option now, and like they start actually getting that grade, so
Yeah.
we do have to buy ourselves, especially for the projects, man. Like that
Yeah.
feeling of like finishing a project. I don't know about you guys, but almost any time I finish a project, I just take the rest of the day off, dude. I'll just
That's
I won't
serotonin
even-
release. You're
Yeah.
just like,
yeah.
thank God.
I won't even leave the gym, dude. I'll stay in the gym, but I'll just like
Yeah. You're just like, peasants.
yeah, dude, I just relax, just watch everyone else climb. I'll make sure their stoke levels are high, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm riding on cloud nine, because
Yeah.
I know that if I continue to project afterwards, it's gonna go back to that failure, that like, oh yeah, I got to put in like another 100 attempts on this climb.
Yeah, if you're feeling good, because sometimes you can carry that momentum through. Like I did this climb that I couldn't do, so I'm gonna go hit my old project from the old set, and then you just get shut down, and then it overshadows the earlier
Yeah, right.
set.
Now you're just like still in this mediocre.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, so really congratulate yourself for your sets. That's a big one.
Sure. And like just climbing with other people too. Like
Yeah.
then people are like, dude, that was sick. And then it just like
Yeah,
bumps it up like 5 more, and then
yeah,
exactly 5.
exactly
five
five
more
more.
stoke.
5 more stoke. What's the I think it's E equals MC stoke, right?
I do want to speak to a minute. The very first episode, we had my friend Mark on here, and he talked a little bit about that kind of thing and that like industry-wide or community-wide support, and how recently, for some unknown reason, the levels have maybe dropped a little bit in his experience, or he's a youth coach, so he's seen it at youth competitions. Again, in his personal experience, that there's just not as much cheering for people who aren't, either friends of yours or on your team, or you know what I mean. And he was saying when he was competing as a kid, no matter who it was, if they hit a high point on something, everyone was losing their minds. Everyone was freaking out. Everyone was stoked. And climbing has sort of shifted more in the direction of a sport. And so now, of course, there's that competition that comes with it, where you feel obligated to cheer more for people you're supporting.
Yeah.
Cheer for everyone.
Yeah, dude. Like just recently I saw something that was kind of stupid. Like people are saying that like Adam Andre like didn't send silence because he wore a knee pad.
Yeah,
or
it was
something like that.
assisted climbing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I've
then
seen that.
and then that he glued like a hold, like supposedly glued a hold on that climb so that it's impossible. Like
There's all kinds of
like
stuff like that.
yeah, and
always.
that kind of like was like a bummer. Like hearing
Yeah.
that.
But
But
it brings you down. You're not
Yeah.
even you're not
Yeah,
Adam
I'm
Andre,
like-
but it's still like really toxic and
I know,
negative.
like just congratulate him. Like that's like maybe he like did it and like he did that. Like,
Yeah, clap him on the back and move on.
I know, dude. And big shout out to you guys for always being positive and never negative.
Love you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I remember in your initial interview here on the show, we talked briefly about your motivation and where that comes from. And you shared that failure is actually a big part of motivating you to succeed, and even like other people putting you down. You know, other people.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone put Kobe down.
Yeah, at least not for the last year or so, maybe. But
I guess.
But I remember you talking about, you know, if someone was better than you, that would challenge you.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, and like using that as motivation, taking that as motivation, it definitely helps. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it just helps you get stronger. Like, you can't just like always be that perfect dude. Like.
No.
Like professional, like anything, like you see them, they're like, they do some like crazy stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't see like they're constantly training on their like on every day, like probably like played every day, like for the rest of like or the past life.
Yeah.
And like they put in so many hours, so many like workouts, like training sessions, like there's
really
a
work
lot
for
to
it.
it. They really do,
Yeah.
and like you have to give them props for that, like, and that's what you're saying, like. Give props or give respect. No, what is it? Give. I don't know what the saying
Line.
is, but
Can we get a line
line. Give
from the producers? Credit where credit is
give
due.
credit where credit is due,
Yeah.
and it's definitely like if they didn't come out the womb, definitely just climbing V17s.
That'd be horrifying.
Oh no, that poor mother.
But like everybody goes through like a stage where you're just constantly training up until like you have that point where you're like, oh, like pretty solid right now.
Yeah.
But like definitely somebody out there who's gonna
Can be better. Yeah.
and then it's just a cycle that just keeps going, and which is sweet, just constantly pushing you to be better. So yeah, that's pretty sweat.
Yeah.
God. Going back to the community aspect of it, I noticed this yesterday. There was a couple of guys there that I had never seen before at the comp, and you know, some of these guys were trying as hard as they could. You know, obviously the crowd aspect. You felt the crowd aspect, right?
I felt it.
Yeah, you're up there. You have 2 minutes, 5 failures. That's pretty stressful, right? But there were a couple of contestants that just killed it, man. And I had never seen these guys before, you know. So as they were walking off, because I was taking pictures, so like I was right there. You know, gave them a little bump, and you know, said, dude, like you did incredibly. And a couple of them were like surprised, you know, that, you know, I'm not their friend. I don't even go to the same gym as them, you know, and I was still cheering them on. And I think that's like a really important aspect of the community, especially outdoors. I see it like every time I go outdoors, where like strangers will be walking by and they're like, bro, you need some more pads? Like,
Yeah.
you need a high five at the top, you know, I'll cheer you on, you know, need some water. I've had people like give me like actual food. It's like, dude, I have some rice and chicken right there if you want. I'm just like, wow, thank you. How welcoming.
It's a real meal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like if you're like, yeah, I got some chocolate chips, some baklava pips.
Some baklava, dude. All right. Shout out to Liam for showing us some frozen baklava bips.
By showing, I mean, I opened my fridge to get an ice cube, and Kobe grabbed a bag of chocolate chips and started eating them.
Yeah, I apologize. Hey, I asked though.
You did.
But I pretty much just might as well have just poured them on my face.
I would really like to see that. Yeah.
I still can.
That's good. I mean, the climbing community, I think, is overall positive.
Yeah.
And we talked about this a little bit with Katie Jo Myers, because the episode that we had with her was about toxicity, you know, and negativity and sexism. And so we had to roll it back a little bit and say, you know, overall, this is a positive community that we exist in that has some issues and some problems that should be addressed. And I think the same thing goes with this kind of negativity and toxicity. You just got to nip it in the butt where it exists, because it doesn't exist everywhere. The community overall is positive for sure. But I think the individual side of it, you know, keeping yourself positive is where it's the real battle, you know, it's where like the real internal struggle of climbing comes from. And like I said, your negativity should never come from someone else. If it does, maybe talk to them about it, or talk to someone who knows them about it, or, you know, and just be like, hey, you know, just so you know, the way you talked to me or about me at the gym really put me down a lot. Because there's not many people out there, if you say that to them, that are going to respond with like aggression.
Yeah.
Most people are just going to be like, oh,
shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't.
Sorry. Yeah. Or they won't respond at all, but they'll feel something. You know what I mean? They'll remember that you told them that. But you can't do the same thing to yourself.
There's a fine line though. Like, and I feel like I try to be careful with it, but like sometimes I'm not. Zach Medina, who's been on the show as well.
Shout out to Zach Medina.
Like I remember there was this was back before he got strong. He was still growing a lot as a climber, maybe plateauing a little bit and trying to get out of that plateau. And I remember he was on a climb, like a tough climb where he's pushing a grade, and he was in the cave. The cave can be a little scary. You're up like 15, 16 feet in the air, and he looks down, like looks up, he thinks about it, and then he lets go. So I like went over and I started harassing him a little bit, giving him a little crap for having let go, because I knew he had it in him. He didn't know he had it in him. But I was like, no, dude, you were like so close to being done. Like, I better not see you let go next time. And sure enough, like I think it was that same night he gets the climb. And I've also pushed some people like that where like they didn't respond positively like Medina did. So it's kind of iffy.
Yeah, tact definitely plays into that a lot of knowing who you're talking to and how you should talk to them, and because everyone has different lines. And it's easy to cross the line with some people. Yeah. Especially, if someone's in a bad mood, even just something as simple as like, hey, did you see that foot? Sometimes that can be like,
it's the most tilting thing in the world.
Saw that foot.
I've been working this climb for 2 hours.
Dancing on that foot, dude.
Dude, you like
stepped on it.
You could roast me, and I couldn't care less.
That's amazing. You have a gift.
Dude,
because if I'm struggling at the gym and I hear, did you see that foot over there?
No, dude, especially the
blood boils.
Being a shorter climber, dude, when people are like, hey, why didn't you just reach that next hold? Why didn't you just grab that next one?
Yeah.
I can't, dude. I got these T-Rex arms. I can't reach it, dude. That's why I'm out here.
Or when you go to square up, like, so you fall and you're like laying on the ground and some dude's like standing up and he's like, you see that foot there? You're like, oh, really? And you stand up and then you think that your head's going to go past their head, but then you just stop at their waist and you're like...
I've never once thought that my height was going to go past their head.
I did not see it.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me.
No, I didn't.
Good day, Chris Sharma. Yeah, and so, I mean, there's certain ways to take criticism, there's certain ways to give criticism, right? Yeah. That goes beyond climbing. That's in everything, of course. But you certainly can provide positivity to people just by being there, just existing, or... sometimes the right kind of verbal feedback can really help someone push through it. Just depends. It's all in the situation. So get good at reading the situation.
True.
No, I mean, really feel it out in your local gym and with the people that you climb with. Really, really take some time and listen to the way they talk to others or what motivates them or seems to motivate them, and learn how to communicate effectively with them and be the source of positivity in your gym. Yeah. I can't emphasize that enough. If you feel you personally are not positive enough, try boosting other people up first. Definitely. I promise you will feel some of that. Yeah. It'll reflect right back onto you.
Dude, when I came back to climbing, because I took like a 2-year break, came back climbing like V2, V3, and I was super defeated. I went into the gym at like 10 a.m. I didn't want to climb around I specifically went early so I could dodge climbers, because I knew like it's really easy to get frustrated when you're like, I should be climbing like V6, V7, but because I took a break, like everyone shot past me, right? And so that was a huge one for me to try to get past. Yeah. And the source of positivity at Vital, beforehand, like this was a few years back, used to be Taylor Horan, man. That guy, just an incredible person, an incredible climber. Mm-hmm. And I remember him and Josh Merckx just asked me like, hey, you want to go outdoors? We're like literally about to head out, dude. You can ride in my car. And I was like, obviously I'm not going to be able to send, but he's like, dude, just come anyway. It'll be a good time. And sure enough, he was right, dude. They went over to work this like V10. I like grabbed the first hold, rubbed him up a little bit and like tried the first like 2 moves. And even that, it was just so encouraging. We had such a good time that like the fire was lit inside of me again, man. Like I came back with a vengeance, dude. Within within like 3-4 weeks, I was already back at where I was before. And within like 2 months, I was climbing harder than I had ever climbed. So all it takes sometimes is like that one person just believing in you, man. And for me, it was Taylor, and it brought me back so hard to this community, man. I don't know what I would have done without that, man. It's getting a little tubs before that. It's bad.
Yeah, I remember. Actually, I just remember this. Like, I used to like climb with my friends, and like we were like the newbies, and then like
the Friday night climbers.
The Friday night climbers, yes. And so like we were like still beginning, and like we were progressing a little bit, and then it was Xavier, Zach Lane, and Dylan. I don't know his last name, but
Oakley.
Yeah, Dylan Oakley. And they were playing add-on, and then they asked us if like we wanted to play, and then we're like, we suck, like you don't want to play with us. And then like they're like, no, dude, just like play, like it's a fun game, like you should try it. And like we never played it before, so we were like probably making like V1 moves, to be honest.
Yeah. And
so like they would do the move, they'd do something a little harder, and like honestly, like just even trying those moves that they set for that add-on, like it was like hard, but like definitely pushed us. And like so then like we started playing, like from that moment, like we started playing add-on and like started making more difficult moves. And like in a way like that, they pushed us to be better, and like just by asking us to go play add-on, and like us having that, not having a negative attitude and be like, no, dude, like we're not gonna play, like we can't, like just having a positive attitude, like, oh, we'll see what happens. And even that like helped us like get better. And so that I just remember that.
Just the willingness to try is a big part. You'll surprise yourself, I think 9 times out of 10 if you actually try.
For real.
I mean, I surprise myself all the time. I still consider myself a very weak climber. So I'm always surprised when I can do something. But no, and that actually sparks a story for me too. Just a couple weeks ago, we were playing add-on, like me and another Zach, for God's sakes.
Of course.
Zach Henson.
Shout out to all the Zachs.
And Zach Medina. Yeah. So, and we were playing add-on, and like the add-on we had started was rough. It was some, you know how we are, we started some like V9 add-on. But then we started climbing with a group of other people who are locals and members at the gym, and then Zach Henson started being like, hey, you guys want to play, you guys want to join in? And I was like, oh, that's a good idea, let's get some more people involved and just fellowship a little bit and climb with them. But then I pulled the 2 Zachs aside and I was like, all right, we're trashing this add-on right away because they will not have fun on this at all. And I was like, okay, like I didn't say it, to these people, but I was just like, quietly to the Zachs. I was like, hey, let's try and keep this like V4, V5, V6, like try and keep this user friendly so that they can have fun, because it's not about constantly like yanking your hardest and asserting your dominance over the gym, right? Sometimes it's just climb with other people. That's all it takes. Is just climb with them. Like if you're outdoors and you're with some people who don't climb at your grade, hop on some classics, some V2 classics, and let them enjoy the experience. And I think that like you said, the willingness to, on the flip side of that, the willingness to participate in climbing with people who are better than you, sometimes that's hard to muster. I mean, it really is. But like I remember when we had Paul Robinson on the show shortly before that, I was talking to one of the workers at Vital, Christian, and he was like, yeah, I remember one time him and Chris Sharma and someone else walked into Vital Oceanside and just started climbing. So I took some pictures of him, and he was asking me if I wanted to use the picture for the show. But I remember him saying that, and I was like, dude, I would drop off the wall so fast. My shoes would be off within seconds. I would be like, nope.
I can't.
Nope. Yeah, I'm just watching. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I just finished my session. You just got here. I gotta go eat peanut butter with my mom.
Dude, I would only crush like V2s, just like crush them, like full like human flag.
Wasn't it Josh Pamel that sent us a text? He was like,
"Oh yeah,
guys,
Sasha
DeJulian.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but she was at
my home gym. He said he went to the yoga studio, started doing yoga.
And if you saw Josh, that man does not do yoga.
He's like 6'4", just like strapping,
Also, shout out to Josh. Josh Bum, we love you, bro. We miss you.
Miss so much.
Rip.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's just so funny that even somebody as good as him, dude, the guy regularly climbs like V8.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh God, I gotta hide.
Yeah, it can be really, and even just like the local crushers, you know what I mean? You just, someone you've never seen before comes into your gym and they just start crushing, you know what I mean? It kind of makes you like, my initial reaction is like, you know, to be a little bit threatened or intimidated, but then you move past that and climb with that person, fellowship with them, you know, bring the community close. Because like I said, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be super cool. You know? That 10th time, you know, fuck that guy. Yeah, like, come into my gym.
How did the audacity?
Yeah, you know, one thing I can say though is preach positivity. You know, don't just practice it. You know, like we had a conversation recently about someone, you know, a strong climber that came into our home gym and started saying things like, "These climbs are soft," or you know, this is the hardest climb in the gym.
Yes, dude.
What do you mean? This is easy. Just don't be like that. Even if you're really good and strong, and even if you genuinely think that,
that guy didn't get those climbs.
Yeah, I was gonna say. First of all, you have to do them first.
Yeah.
Before you can downgrade them. They're skippy, but yeah, you can't call something soft that you can't do. That's kind of the rule of climbing. But yeah, just keep that kind of thing to yourself, and always before you speak. And this is not just with climbing. Before you speak, think about what you're going to say, and think, you know, not only is this negative to me, but can this be interpreted negatively for someone else? Because sometimes for me, I'm like, yo, this is a you know, totally neutral thing that I'm about to say, and then I say it, and I'm just like
that sounded terrible.
look at someone's face, and I'm just like,
yeah, that sounded better in my head.
Sounded super neutral in my head. Yeah. So I mean, just think before you speak. I know that's not as easy as it sounds for someone who talks as much as I do. It can be tricky, even sometimes on this podcast. I'll say something, and later I'll be like, that sounded a little negative.
We're gonna have to edit that
out. Cut.
No, yeah. Preach positivity as much as you practice it, because if you aren't the source of it, you can't expect everyone else to be.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
And like going back to what you're saying about like climbing with others, and like just even if they're not the same grade as, like, I remember like the most fun Joshua trip that we had was with like Joe,
that
Zach,
was a good trip.
I wasn't
Liam
there.
was not there.
I've heard stories of this trip for
dude, and
like
honestly,
months now.
Nolan,
Nolan, and so like there was like a range of different like grade climbers there, and like we tried some climbs and like all together, and it was fun because like everybody was there, like everybody was like spotting. Like I love the pictures like on Planet X, and like literally there's like 17 people just like spotting other, like one person. It's like we had like 17 pads, and it was so much fun. Like even though like because like I wanted to like try a couple climbs out there, but like I wouldn't have left that and tried to try it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade that for like what we did.
Yeah,
and, like,
for sure.
It was like it was so much fun, like just trying all that stuff, and yeah, like just that community and like climbing with people, even though they're not your like around your grade. It's like it's like the best.
It's all part of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. On the note that we were talking about earlier, that trip was one of my favorite trips I've ever gone on. And I've gone to a lot of trips. I got my warm up. Didn't send anything the rest of the day. Had a great time. so fun, man.
Yeah, like we were trying.
I spotted the hardest out of anyone.
Oh yeah,
like, dude, you should have seen
with
me.
vigor.
Yeah, we were trying some like stupid betas like on this like V4. That was not a V4, by the way.
Yeah, I was trying to drop knee toe hook
Ford.
everything, dude. I wanted to be Andra, dude. I was like, maybe if I just hyperextend my leg real quick.
Yep. Toss a little LeMay in there.
Worth.
Yeah, dude.
Also, shout out to the word LeMay.
Yeah.
We were gonna get this.
And by the way, to redeem myself, actually, in that episode where you said LeMay, and I said, I didn't even know what a LeMay was at the time. And I said, isn't that the name of a setter? I was thinking of Alexander Lamel. So shout out to Alexander Lamel.
That was pretty close.
For being a heavy setter. That guy's set some bangers.
Also, shout out to Nilo.
Every episode we shout out
Nilo?
Nilo Botley.
Yeah. You're a savage.
Dude, next time he's in town.
Always is, yeah. We'll bring him
Come
in here.
down here.
Yeah.
Go, dude.
So strong.
Yeah.
Insane.
I would sit. I would. There would be a crowd if
We are in front of a live audience. I don't know what
Oh,
you
yeah.
mean right now. Yeah, there's people here watching this live recording.
Cue the applause track.
cute.
Take your shirt off.
We're just shirtless, and then cut to the beginning. Well, shirtless. Welcome back to Vertical Thoughts.
Gonna have to redo the whole episode.
All right. Well, we're getting into the hour territory now. I think we've covered a lot of good ground. This is a hard one. We're gonna have to come back to this one. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to maintain positivity. And any final thoughts? Hit some final bullet points in summary, in conclusion, anything like that for you boys.
What I'd just say emphasize from what we've talked about is
That's what,
Sick. I completely
Nice
agree with
thoughts.
that.
Joe, I just want to let you know you have a hair that
What?
you got a hair that's sticking.
Dude, it happens, man.
It's
My hair's
beautiful.
wild.
is let it live.
So I want to say, I think, like, really try to surround yourself with great people, and that's not hard in
Yeah.
the climbing community. Like, there's always people that are willing, and you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, people are always going to be moving across the country, but luckily we are part of a
Montana.
sport.
Yeah.
Dude, Josh. Luckily we're part of a sport where traveling is very encouraged, right? Like you go to Spain, go climb some what is it, limestone in Spain? Like
Sure.
go travel the world, dude. There's such great climbing everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool that even when some of your climbing partners move to Montana, Josh,
Rip.
we could still chase them out there.
Yeah. I guess so. What I was going to say
Right.
is if like even if you are in like no matter where you are at, whether it's like a bad situation or like kind of just like neutral, be that positive in that
Yeah.
community, and like because you never know, like sometimes it just takes that one little push to create new friends, to create more community in that situation, and like there's so much opportunity to make friends everywhere, and just be that positive light, I guess, and try to spread the love.
Just get pitted in love and positivity.
Hit it, love and positive.
Yeah. I can't stress that enough. You can scale down, that kind of widespread advice to climbing specifically, like what Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. If you, he was a notorious crusher, dude. That guy.
Also, shout out to Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
Gandhi.
and Gandhi.
NotoriousGhandi. No, it's
He had the body type
If
for
you-
it, man. He was
if you-
born lucky.
leaned out.
Yeah.
But if you are struggling with positivity, if you feel like you inside are not happy when you're at the gym or when you're climbing, or you feel negative feelings toward the sport or toward yourself while doing the sport, try and make someone else feel better about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really like serve someone else, I guess is the best way that I can put that. And even that even like they have that a lot in Christianity, the belief of serving other people, and you find joy in that. I think the same thing is true with rock climbing. If you are supporting other people and uplifting other people and you're bringing joy to the community, 100%, you can't do that without feeling happy inside. So be the change you want to see in the climbing community.
Liam Wynn. Yeah. Also, shout out to Liam Wynn.
Shout out to Liam Wynn. That's it, dude. That's the show.
Liam winning.
I like the fadeaway, just like, oh.
That's the
it, guys. Show.
That's the show. Thank you for listening. This was episode
Brother.
23 or something.
20.
We're in it, dude. We're deep in it. We're coming up to the end
Episode-
of season 1. Make
Wow.
sure you go back and listen to all of season 1.
Season 1.
Yeah.
When does season 1 end, Liam?
Season 1 will end most likely the beginning of November.
Oh. When does season 2 start?
Turn of the new year.
Oh, okay.
So you're taking a break from
Taking a
November
break.
to December? But
What-
that's like...
I think you and I should also take a break. But we'll talk later.
Whoa.
What? Brother,
So,
drink my Kool-Aid. My hot Kool-Aid. I made this for you.
That's it. That's the freaking show. Thank you for listening.
That's the show.
Joe, Kobe, thanks for coming in.
Shout out to...
Thanks for having us. Oh.
Thanks for everyone who came to see us
Thank you.
at Hangar 18 Vendor Night this last
That was-
week. It was super cool to meet all of you guys.
Also, go check out the new merch.
Oh, the new shirts
The
are
new
so
shirts
sick.
are dope. Hit me up if you wanna order one.
Fire.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Oh, sorry, I just spiked the mic right there.
6 spike.
Hi, we're Climbers at Vital, and you're watching Vertical Thoughts. Dun, dun, dun,
I wonder what
dun.
Nolly's thinking about right now. I'm done.